Hello, I would just like to inform you that from here on I am cancelling my Pokemon Let's Go Eevee series. Main reason being I tried to upload it this morning and YouTube took it down for reasoning that I cannot follow, and if it's taken down one of my Pokemon videos, I am not risking my channel uploading other Pokemon videos, and I am just super frustrated. So yeah, no more Pokemon Eevee Let's Play. I am really annoyed. But here is the third part to my anime review series, and I think I mentioned Pokemon Eevee in this video. That is not the case. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this video instead of the video that I was going to give you, but since clearly the universe does not want it to see the light of day, it will not see the light of day. So yeah, enjoy this video. Otherwise known as the Dramatic Otaku, and welcome back to my anime film review. Now, first things first, it has been a while since I recorded the last two videos. Okay, I had to let my cat back in. I had to let my mum's cat back in. Anyway, so as I said, it has been a while since I recorded the other two. And it has only been a while since the last time I recorded one of these videos. I recorded 2 in a row, and I talked so much that I lost my voice. So yeah, hopefully today that will not be the same. These will be jingling, but yeah, so moving on to the third of my anime film review series, anime series movies. So as a disclaimer, this is my opinion. I will also be looking down a lot, just because my script is here, and these are scripted. Once again, this is my opinion. It's very biased, and I have nothing against these films or these anime series. I adore them all, and their art styles. These anime films either come off of a series or are based on the series. Most of these films do come off the main plotline of the story, however some of them are not involved with the series itself and are standalone, or alternate timelines of the story in the actual series, and some of them are like spin-offs. There will be disclaimers before each of the review of it, if it is a standalone film, if it is a summary of the main story, because some of them are summary films, or it builds off the plot. And as always, there will be spoilers. Let's begin. First movie, Hetalia, Painted White. Yes, I watched Hetalia. Yes, I was a Hetalian. When it comes to the disclaimer for this movie, there really isn't any. Okay, so it's difficult because Hetalia is a really short it's a really short series that is a parody of history, and it has 5-minute episodes. And in the movie, there are clips, the main popular clips of those 5-minute episodes in the movie itself. But unlike with the entire series of Hetalia, there is an actual plotline, there is an actual story. But these little clips are like commercial breaks, I guess, and they're the most popular clips from the series from, I think, season 1 and 2. So the film is both a summary and standalone. Standalone in the fact that is never mentioned in the series after the movie occurs, and summary as it does replay clips from the first 2 seasons. Possibly the first 3, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's just the first 2. There is an overarching plot, as I did mention, of aliens from another world trying to take over ours, turning everything white and derpy, like the aliens themselves. Thus the name of the film, Painted White. Now, in a rating list that I started years and years and years ago, when I was about 14, I gave this film a really high rating that it does not deserve. I gave it a 9 out of 10 back then, just because I was so obsessed with Hetalia. And now that I'm older and I rewatched the film, it's okay. It does have some of its moments, however, I skip all the ad breaks because they're really annoying. Like, I just want to watch the progression of the film, and then it's just these things that I've seen a billion times before. They're kind of really annoying. If you haven't seen the series, maybe it's worth a watch. Maybe. But it is Hetalia, and I really find it annoying I really find the ad breaks annoying rather than refreshing. So I give it a 5 out of 10. So it's not bad, it has its moments, but it's not great. It's Hetalia. Cat! Oh, the cat!
I borrowed this one from the city library.
Really?
Next film, The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. Now, this is a standalone film that actually turns into a spin-off series. Hello, Editor Brooklyn here. The fact that I just said was completely wrong. So the film is actually based off of the, I believe, 4th light novel of the Haruhi Suzumiya series. It is based off of the arc, The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. The manga for The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan came after the serialization of this light novel, and the series The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan came after, based on that series. The movie also came after that short light novel series being released. I hadn't known a lot about Haruhi Suzumiya then, but I've watched a few short documentaries on it, and I've also watched and read up on the serialization of Haruhi Suzumiya. That fact is completely wrong. The movie itself is based on the arc of the same name, The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, which is one of the light novels in the Haruhi Suzumiya series, and the manga series based off of it is based off the light novel itself, not the anime. The anime adaptation came after. Have to be 100% correct on that. So there is slight spoilers for The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan and for the latter half of The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan specifically. This movie personally is far more entertaining than the entire second season of The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. It captures the same wonder that I felt when I first watched the first season, because the second season to me is personally quite repetitive, and it's obvious. I know it's meant to be repetitive, but I don't care, I hate it. It brings back a lot of the older characters in the series, and poses the question, what if Haruhi Suzumiya, I almost said Fujioka again, what if Haruhi Suzumiya never went to the same high school as Kyon? And if everyone in the series was completely human? I'm sorry, that was also a spoiler for the series, but if Haruhi Suzumiya is like, what, 10 years old now? Probably even more? You should have watched it already. Especially with how popular the fucking ending dance was. Jesus. I personally like it, as they gave my favourite character, Nagato Yuki, her own, or a, personality. Instead of being an alien, they made her really shy, they made her really cute, and that's why I prefer her over any other character, and why I prefer The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan as a series much better to the Haruhi Suzumiya series. This movie is set in an alternate timeline, in which Kyon and Haruhi never truly meet, and the SOS Brigade starts because Kyon goes out of his way to hunt down Haruhi and, on extension, Koizumi. So Kyon has his memories from the previous timeline, but Haruhi and the rest of the cast do not. This leads into, again, the spin-off series, The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan, as it reflects the film through Nagato Yuki's eyes and completely changes some elements. The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan is not a retelling of the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. However, it does have its similarities, such as Kyon being a regular high school student, Haruhi Suzumiya being from a different school, same with Koizumi, and to put it simply, for that series, Haruhi is her rival in love, whereas in this movie, Kyon is trying to get back to his own timeline, if that makes sense. And Nagato Yuki plays a huge role in this. I cannot stress that enough. But all in all, I absolutely suggest this movie. If you didn't like the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, I still would suggest watching the movie if you like the spin-off series, because it does have its similarities to said spin-off series. All in all, I give it an 8 out of 10. I also recommend that you watch the Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan series if you have not already. It is one of my favorite anime. Beyond the Boundary, Miraihen, or I'll Be Here, Future. Now this movie is building off of the series and is the second film of 2. However, the first film is a summary film, otherwise known as Kakohen, or I'll Be Here, Past. So you're better watching this film directly after watching the entire series as a whole, as with summary films, they just take the most important parts out of the series and some of your favourite moments will not be included. And to be 100% honest with you, Beyond the Boundary did not leave an everlasting effect on my brain. I cannot remember what happens in this film. And the anime itself was pretty mediocre to me. The only thing that I took away from this anime was the ending theme, Daisy. I also took away the beautiful visuals because it is a Kyoto Animations, Kyoto Animations anime, and it is gorgeous. However, the storyline itself, I just couldn't grab hold of. I know the very basics of the story, but since I can't remember a lot of the anime, you really think I'm gonna be able to remember this film? So no, I remember the stunning visuals and that's about it. I remember there being this huge impact, and all I can tell you is that one of the characters has memory loss. That is about it. I did write down a score for this a long time ago, so I'm just going to go with that score, and that was 6 out of 10. It is a good anime, however, once again, I found it very mediocre, and the standout feature of this film for me would have to be its sound design and its visuals. That's it.
どこへって早く夢から覚めないと。
どうして？
だってこれは夢なんでしょ？
Alice in the Country of Hearts. So I didn't know where to put this one because I'm pretty sure it's an OVA, looking back at it. However, I was gonna put it in popular movies because I don't know if it's a movie or if it's an OVA. And just the last one was meant to be popular movies, and if this one's an OVA, it's not really a movie. So I don't know, I'm just putting it here. I watched it and now I have to complain about it. So this is apparently an adaptation of a manga series. I don't know if there is a full anime series out there. I did check my anime list and there does not seem to be one. So ultimately, I just put this here. And I absolutely fucking hate this film with a passion. I was completely lost from the first moment it started. Clearly you need to have read the manga series to enjoy this film, because I was just so fucking lost from minute one, as I said before. I watched this a long time ago and I've never looked back on it. I pride myself on being a fanatic of Alice in Wonderland themed things, and this is meant to be like Alice in Wonderland themed. But this is the only Alice in Wonderland themed film or adaptation that I absolutely hate. I just could not follow along with this film or this OVA. I'm pretty sure it is an OVA, however, I'm just going to say it's a film. And yeah, I assume you have to read the manga to enjoy this film. I really don't like that aspect of this, because you really don't understand anything. And I know there are other similar short films, OVAs, that do the same thing. This was the one that I just hate the most. So it's a 3 out of 10 for me, because it's still an Alice in Wonderland themed thing, Alice in Wonderland trope kind of thing. So yeah, 3 out of 10.
ペーター・ホワイト殺すどうなんすか寿さん
K-On! The movie. I actually recently rewatched this, so this actually might be a little bit different from when I wrote this, simply because I got the entire K-On! Series for my birthday, including the movie, and it was actually pretty good. So this film is one that builds off the end of the series. It does do that. And it concludes the story. It is a very cute story of the Light Music Club and them flying to London for a senior trip and bringing Azusa along with them. And they perform there. It is a very simple movie and is very much like the series as a whole, and I think the series is underrated. It is very adorable. It is, yeah, as I said, it's very cute. The characters are very cute, and overall I did enjoy it. It is not standout. I can agree with that from what I wrote in the past. It really just feels like a finale episode to K-On! Or an epilogue episode that is an hour long. It is pretty good, but it just feels like an elongated episode. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Maybe a 7.5 out of 10. I still think it's pretty good.
Second like she did, it would have been game over. And I don't think I'm ready to get knocked out if Mononobe tries again. I'm gonna need a way to secure my Juice somehow.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. After all, if you get eliminated from the game, it's bad for us too, right?
Higashi no Eden 1, King of Eden, and Higashi no Eden 2, Paradise Lost. I recorded this video in December. The first time I edited it, which is the last editing Brooklyn, was January, as evidenced by the Australian Open playing in the background of that clip. It is now May! King of Eden. So this is spoilers for Eden of the East. If you do not want to hear this, I would suggest 100% watch Eden of the East first and immediately after watch the 2 films, because it is worth it. So with Eden of the East, at the very end of Eden of the East, the character Akira makes a wish command into his phone, because with Eden of the East, I'll have to explain the whole plot if I have to explain that. Essentially, at the end, one of the main characters wishes that he is king of Japan. Now, the 2 films are exploring that, him becoming king of Japan. Now, there are a lot of problems with that, and that's what these films also explore. So the first film is essentially Akira has once again wiped his memory with his phone, and now believes he is the son of a wealthy politician, but he isn't, but he is. That's another plot line that's throughout these 2 films. But essentially, the first film takes place predominantly in the US, in New York. Akira is in the US, and Saki has to try and find Akira. And that's a problem because he left a very, very vague clue. And essentially the entire film is Saki trying to get Akira back to Japan. And I can't remember how the film ends because I watched the films back to back. The ending of the first film leads into the start of the second film, and the start of the second film, or really what the second film aims to do is conclude the series as a whole. They make Akira King of Japan. Nobody is happy about it. Everyone is extremely stressed. He makes himself out to be a terrorist again. And then they figure out that certain characters aren't dead when they're supposed to be. They have to try and save Juice, which is Akira's phone. If you don't know Eden of the East, this is a very difficult plotline to talk about because it is very, very intertwined, and I'll have to explain the entire of Eden of the East. Just trust me, if you like mystery plots, I would 100% go for this series and these two films. These two films completely intertwine and round off the series nicely. You can just end with just the series. However, I highly recommend you watch King of Eden and what was the other one? Paradise Lost. Yes? Yes, Paradise Lost. Yes, Paradise Lost. But yes, this series and these films, amazing. Cut it back to December, Brooklyn.
Perhaps watching your record will give me the answer.
Black Butler, Book of the Atlantic. So this movie is one that builds off of the plot. It is actually the last of the Black Butler anime series that we have. And that would be because, I don't know if you know this, but after season 2, because season 2 did not, go along with the entire series or the manga series at all, they tried to reboot Black Butler with Book of Circus, Book of Murder, Book of the Atlantic. Now, Book of Murder, I believe, was those two films similar to how similar to the two Eden of the East films. However, this, I don't want to review those because I can't remember if it was 2 OVA episodes or if it was 2 movies. This one was definitely a movie. So, long story short, basically this film is CL on the Titanic and zombies. And The Undertaker causes chaos. I thought the CGI in the film was a bit shit. And that is essentially it. I still love Grell and I still love The Undertaker from Black Butler. But I am much of the opinion that the series ended at season 2. And that, I know they tried to reboot the series, but having Book of Circus, and I don't think that did very well, and then Book of Murder being so short, and then having a movie that is Book of the Atlantic, and then not following off of that, just, yeah, it's 5 out of 10. I'm not a huge Black Butler fan, and as I said, season 2 was pretty much the end for me. Hi, so, I'm cutting this video here because I have been talking for an hour. Now, I completed the recording session already. I have talked for over an hour. My voice is nearly gone. I'll upload my second half to this video next week, so please have a look out for that. This video is by no means finished. Thank you so much for watching, and again, these are my opinions. If you have any suggestions for anime films I should watch, if you have suggestions for anime series I should watch, not link them, put them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and bye!